So guys, here we go. We're back on Ollie, the Volvo 740. Now, this is the super clean, well, mostly clean, 1985 carburetor fed 740 that I recently picked up off a subscriber. Now, it was sat in a garage for a little over 1 year, I think it was. Wasn't running. Even before that, it never ran properly because it was converted over to a Weber carburetor that previously was fitted to a Volvo 240 over in France that was running on E85 fuel. So the previous owner said to me, you're going to have to replace the jets in it because they've been drilled out, get the right jets for it and you should be good to go. I actually took the carburetor off, started to take it apart and had a bit of a surprise.
Should be, hopefully, straightforward to get this puppy off here. We just want to disconnect what needs to be disconnected. And probably forget how it all goes back together. Yeah, there's only a couple of things to remove. So we've got the fuel line here. We'll get rid of that.
Michael, I get another tenner.
Today, what we're going to do, I'm not going to talk forever about all the different components about carburetors. It's not that kind of video. I'm no expert. I don't really know what I'm talking about. What I do want to do is get the correct jets ordered for this thing, get them fitted, get this thing cleaned up, cleaned out, new gaskets on it, back on the car, and yeah, try and get this car running as it should. So yeah, anyway, for those that have no idea whatsoever, so obviously it sits on the engine like that. Your air gets drawn in here and then goes into your engine, and this basically governs your air fuel mixture. On older stuff, this is it. This is where all the magic happens. This decides everything. So yeah, essentially you've got your primary, your secondary, which is as you open the throttle, primary. So that's open slightly anyway, because that's as it's idling, that's the airflow that it's getting. As you open the throttle, more airflow, more fuel. It'll reach a certain point and then it will kick open the secondary. More air, more fuel, and that's wide open throttle. This here, you can see that's the accelerator pump nozzle. You can see it squirting a little bit of fuel, but it's just a squirt essentially. And then at steady throttle, that doesn't operate. And then obviously you've got the jets that will be set to do the work. So that's actually what we need to replace today is this, because that's actually a larger one than what should be on this carburetor for the application that we're going to run. And we need to replace the 4 jets because they're all too large essentially. So we need to come down a few sizes. So yeah, anyway, enough waffle. Let's start taking things apart and see what trouble we can get into. There's actually there's some like metal shavings in there, which isn't very good, is it? Not sure what that's about, but yeah, anyway. Fuel gets pumped in through here and then down into here. And as long as this is open, fuel will get pumped in. So these floats will basically raise up and then close that valve off. So that means no more fuel can get inside. So looking at it this way with the throttle linkage on the right hand side, we've got the primary jets here and the secondary jets here. So this is the primary idle jet, the primary main jet, secondary main jet, secondary idle jet. There are no jets inside there, and there are no jets on the end of any of these. So yeah, because this is your air corrector, this is your emulsion tube, this just pulls off. It's a push fit, but you can just pop those off the end of there, and the jet should be in the end of there. So when you heard the car running before, that's how a Volvo 740 runs when there's no jets at all. So then the last thing to remove is this accelerator pump nozzle. It's just a push fit. And that O-ring doesn't look too happy. It's a bit squashed flat, so yeah, good job with replacing that. I just noticed this casting. It's a bit of a rough cut, isn't it? Yeah, that's the quality you get from these days. Anyone would think it was a Chinese knockoff. Not ideal, is it? But it's the age we're living in, isn't it now? It's what you get. Give this a spray out. Right in the eyeball. That's cold and it stings quite a lot. I'll try that again. Yeah, so this is the pump jet here. So we got there 50, and the original one was a 45. That was drilled out as well. I'm just going to use a tiny bit just to ease this in, because we don't want this O-ring to get snagged and damaged. Well, that went in nice, didn't it? Slipped right in, so I'm happy with that. You can see that little hole there where the fuel comes through compared to before. She was having a nice big drink before, but it should be like that. It should be fine. Yeah, I was quite pleased when I turned the corner and I saw that it was still here, but yeah, not looking too happy, is she? Yeah, I'm really upset about it being outside, actually. I know I've sort of gone on about it a little bit probably, but yeah, this isn't good. This car's been garaged its entire life, as far as I'm aware. Yeah, that's not good. Yeah, that's actually really a bad leak. He did say there was a leak into the footwell, and that's why he's took the carpet out. Yeah, that's ridiculous. Just remembered we got the tissue paper in the back, so maybe that's why he left it in there for me. We'll do some mopping.
can you go inside and pull on the bonnet release cable on the handle? So I wouldn't have lasted long here on my own, would I? I can't even get the bonnet open on my own. So, where were we then? So, one completely rebuilt carburetor. I'm going to change the coolant anyway. Richie, a subscriber, a long time subscriber of the channel, huge supporter of the channel, actually did point something out. He said the starter motor didn't sound like a red block starter. This fucking airbox thing, whatever it is. Yeah, he's right as well. Look at that. That's not. That looks different to every starter I've seen so far. I don't know if they were different back in this period. On an 85. Oh, that's the point. What cylinder head is it? I keep forgetting to check that. Is it a 631 head? No. Yeah, see, a lot of people have been telling me, because it's a B230K, it will have the 631 head, the Heron head. However, and a lot of people have said that to me, it's got a 530. And one correct person, said they introduced the 631 head, the Heron head design, which is an interference engine as well. That's why it's important. They introduced that on the B230K from 1987. The B230K from before, I don't know what year they started the engine. Obviously, this is a 1985. They had the conventional setup with the 530 head. So there you go. Not a lot of people know that.
Not many people know that.
Well, it's still missing. But it was flooding with fuel before, so it's going to have to clear all that off. Yeah, we're going to have to do some adjustment there, aren't we? Yeah, because I don't know how it was set up because of the jets that were drilled out on it to run on E85. I don't know how it was set up.
So now it will run.
I'll let it warm up a little bit. Obviously I don't want it to be running too rich for too long, because that's going to give all kinds of problems, isn't it? But yeah, we'll just, as long as it's not smoking too much, we'll let it run, let it warm up first, and then we'll start playing around with it and just tweaking the idle mixture and things like that, and see if we can take the choke off and see if she'll run on her own. It's not smoking anymore, so it is clearing up, but obviously it's misfiring. Let's have a quick look at these plugs. They'll obviously be completely fouled up. To be honest, they don't look that bad, but I don't know how the other three look. Yeah, more digging in the new year, I think.